Hey guys, Darrin with Northwest Arsenal's indoor shooting range. Today we're going to do the complete disassembly of a B&T GHM9. First thing you want to do is check and make sure it is unloaded. We're going to go ahead and pop these two pins out of here and pull the lower receiver off. Okay, now that we have the upper and lower separated, we're going to go ahead and move on to doing just the upper receiver. We're going to pull the back half off by removing this pin towards the rear. Okay, and then to remove the bolt carrier group out of the thing, we're going to slide it back here to where you have an opening here where you can pull out on that. And then that will go ahead and slide right out the rear. Move those parts to the side. You can stop that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and remove the rail sections off the front of the handguard. So the screws going into that handguard can be extremely tight. It's probably best to use your Torx bit with a ratchet wrench and make sure it gets all the way down in there. There's also one top and bottom. And now we're just going to remove the ejector. So this barrel is going to be extremely tight. You'll probably need leverage over the wrench. The barrel will just pull right out, and then you can just slide the trunnion out of there like that. Okay, so now to take out the takedown pins, we're going to remove the retainer clip. We're going to hook it with a hook tool, pull up on it, keep a handle on that, otherwise it's going to go flying across the room. Okay. Keep your thumb over that, otherwise that thing right there is going to shoot out. The detent, there's a spring behind it. Knock the spring. Okay, now with that off there, we can go ahead and push on it there and kind of turn it. So it's got the detent right here on both sides with a spring behind it. That's what keeps the selector switch in position when changing from safe to semi. That's what that looks like. There's two of those. Okay. And now we're going to go ahead and remove the trigger. It's just going to be both of these pins, very similar to an AR-15. To remove those, we're just going to use the punch to push down on that. You want to keep your hand over the top of it so your trigger assembly doesn't just go flying everywhere. Trigger assembly is now out. We're going to go ahead and remove the door off the grip here. We're just going to push the pin out of the front. And that's going to fall right out. There is a spring in here, so you'll want to keep an eye on that. Okay, now we're going to remove the mag release. This is what we're going to do. We're going to push down on this side, pushing this out, and then we're going to go ahead and turn this a quarter of a turn, which allows that to unlock. There's two springs right behind that. And that is the mag release. Okay, to remove the bolt release, we're going to push down this pin here, similar to the selector switch. You don't want to keep your thumb over that. There is a spring right there and a detent. For reference, that plate goes there, detent over the top of it, then the button slides back over that. There is a spring inside of there as well for the detent to the other part of the button. Okay, to finish removing the bolt release, we have to take this pin out right here. It'll come out of this side right here, and then the rest of it's going to drop out the bottom. We're going to use a flathead screwdriver, we're going to put it right in there, and we're just going to turn it. So we're going to reach in through the hole and continue pushing on that pin as far as we can with a pick tool. Like that. We're going to hold down on this. That pin's going to now come out. That's going to come out like that. This button is now going to come out the side. Once again, we have two more springs, one on each side of the button. This piece here is going to slide out the top. Okay, now to remove this button out the bottom, we're going to go ahead and unscrew that. And it's going to drop right out the bottom. That's going to slide right out the top like that. We have this one more piece right here. It's going to slide up right like that. And we now have a fully disassembled lower receiver for the GHM9.